Now we will look at the second creation account. Now, it's, it's, I'm going to point out that the second creation account is not the first creation account told a second time. As a matter of fact, the order given in the first creation account and the second creation account are completely different. In the first creation account, the order of life was plants, fish, birds, mammals, man, and woman. In the second creation account, the creation, the order of life that was created was Adam, which was a son of God, and then trees that are pleasant to his sight, and then out of the ground, beasts of the field and every fowl, and then God created woman. For man, for Adam. Was there another man on the earth? Yes, there was. There was a man on the sixth day. But God had a plan to make Adam, which was a son of God, that he may have and be on more of a level with God and be in God's family, that is, be the Son of God. So we will look at this and we will study the second creation account. And again, before I point out, these are two separate creation accounts. The first one, which we have just studied, has actually been put in there after the second one. So these are two separate creation accounts. We will begin with Genesis 2:7, man. Genesis 2:7, man. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Wow. You want to talk about high technology? That's some high technology. Let's see. And then we will look at Adam, which was the son of God, Luke 3:38, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. So Adam indeed was the son of God. We know that Jesus Christ was the second Adam. And we will continue studying Genesis 2:9. Every tree that is pleasant to the sight. Genesis 2:9. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So here God creates a garden and trees that are suited to Adam, that are tailor-made to Adam, which was the Son of God. Was there a man on the earth at the time? Yes, there was a man and woman created on the sixth day, and they were on the earth at this time. Genesis 2:19. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl. Genesis 2:19. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. So God created, after he created a garden for Adam, which was the Son of God, he created every beast of the field and every fowl. Now these are beasts of the earth and every fowl that are tailor-made to God, to Adam, which was the Son of God. Was there animals around at the time? Yes, there was. There's animals created in the first creation account. However, these were animals that were suited to Adam, which was the Son of God. Genesis 2:22, woman. Genesis 2:22. And the rib which, Genesis 2:22, and the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto man. So these are two creation accounts, the first creation account, the second creation account. In the first creation account, God creates man and woman. In the image of God, male and female, created he them. Now in the second creation account, the order of life is Adam, plants, animals, birds, and then woman. Two separate creation accounts. In the first creation account, plants, fish, birds, mammals, man, and woman. Second creation account, Adam, every trees that are suited to his sight, that is pleasant to his sight, and out of the ground, every beast of the field and every fowl, and then woman. So there are two separate creation accounts here. And if you look up into the history of these two accounts, you'll realize indeed they are two separate accounts. Now we will look at Genesis 3:8. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. So the Lord God at this time, when Adam was created, was walking on this planet. The Lord God walking on this planet. Now, again, you can tell that you can look and you can see that these are two separate creation accounts, and I urge you to look up and study that indeed the first creation account was put there after the second creation account, but it does give the order of life as it appeared on this planet. The plant life that the plants, the animals, the order of life that the first creation account says is. So we look in a capsule, we see that God created plants, fish, birds, mammals, man and woman, and then he was finished. But he, being a loving God, he loved so much that he created Adam, which was a son of God, which was on a more level with him than the man and woman on the sixth day, although that man and woman was created in the image of God. Now we will look at the flood of Noah. I will bring out before I start that I'm going to introduce the idea that Noah's Ark actually passed through time. Genesis 6:2, the sons of God saw the daughters of men. Genesis 6:2, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. Now the sons of God, some say, are angels. However, angels neither marry nor are they given in marriage. The sons of God brought out here in Genesis 6:2 refers to the descendants of Adam, which was the son of God. Now the sons of God saw the daughters of men, because there was men on the earth when Adam was created, and there was male and female created he them. And there were daughters born of these men, and the sons of God, the descendants of Adam, mated with these men's daughters, and they married them. Now this is one of the reasons that God brings a flood, is because they took of them wives of all which they chose, and this was not God's will. Genesis 6:13, earth is filled with violence. Genesis 6:13, and God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Genesis 6:3, my spirit shall not always strive with men. Genesis 6:3, and the Lord God said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. Now, God was going to allow man to live. His lifespan was given at 120 years. However, he was not going to allow his spirit to strive with man and to continue on being with man. And this is one of the reasons, this is one of the consequences of the flood, is that when the windows of heaven were opened, spiritual waters came down and wiped the Spirit of God out of all mankind. And we will study this further.